Hi everyone, this is Charles Harper for all of our products that come with curriculum packs. Each individual title comes with a video, contextual slides, screenshots, transcripts, and written summaries. So this is a curriculum pack. So you'll see the screenshots here, you'll see the audios, and then the video, and then the slide presentation. And the slide presentation is made for you to re-record your own video. And so the slides are positioned every 3 seconds of the video, so you get every aspect of the video in the slide presentation. And the summary is machine generated. You don't want to use it as is. You can use it as a basis for an article or a book chapter. Here's the easiest way to work with any one curriculum pack. You're going to create a NotebookLM notebook, and then for that curriculum pack, just upload all the files to NotebookLM. In general, the PowerPoint's not going to upload, but we don't need it inside of NotebookLM, so we're just going to upload all these files. Now, the screenshots are in numerical order, so you can upload them also. So we can go back inside of this folder, and I can also upload all of the screenshots. And then I have all of these elements inside of NotebookLM. And so what I can then do is I can start thinking about what it is I want to create. Now you do have resale rights, so you can recreate something for your specific niche. Now let's say that my specific niche is going to be life coaches. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask for NotebookLM to create a 100-word essay on how life coaches can then use this tutorial. And so NotebookLM then is going to create what I asked it to create. I can then take this and save it as a note. And I can use this in part of what it is I want to sell. I can do the same thing in the report. And so I can take this one curriculum pack and I can create a specific briefing doc, study guide, or blog post, and I can do it for my specific niche. And I can do it by clicking on the edit pencil. In this case, I'll maybe click on blog post. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use what they're asking for. I'm going to write in a prompt for my specific niche, and so I can specify what kind of blog post I want based on this information that I've given in this curriculum pack for a blog post. Now, both the infographic and slide deck are going to be watermarked, but you can create an infographic and slide deck. So I can go to this infographic. I'm going to, for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave this as the standard. Now, I'm not being specific in my prompt. You would be very specific in your prompt, but we can create an infographic. We can also do the same thing for a slide deck. So in this case, I'm going to go for a detailed deck, and I'm going to use pretty much the same prompt as I used with the infographic. Now again, this slide deck is going to be watermarked, and it's going to be in PDF format. In this case, I'm going to tell NotebookLM to use as many of the visuals as possible in the creation of the slide deck. Now, it is a good idea that you actually watch the video before you undertake this process so that you know what's in it. Then you'll know what to ask to put into the slide deck. Now, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and just click Generate. In terms of audio overview and video overview, I would not use those. That's not going to be your voice. It's not going to be in any authentic way. What you can do is you can create a mind map. And you can use the mind map if you want to pass it on to the customer. Okay, so the infographic is now complete. And again, now this infographic is going to be watermarked for NotebookLM. So what you want to think about is whether or not you want that watermark to be there. NotebookLM does give you the opportunity to remove that watermark, but you do need to have an Ultra account, which is the pro level. I do not suggest that you use any method of removing this watermark that is not Google approved. I can download any of these elements. I can download this infographic. What I can do with this document that I created, which is the 1,000-word essay, is I can export it to Google Docs. Once I export it to Google Docs, what I can then do is I can then print this as anything that I want. I can download it as a Word document, PDF, plain text, however you want to do it, and then you can make it available to your customer in that way. And so you can do all of that with just one curriculum pack. As in the case with Teach AI, you get 30 curriculum packs. So you could do this over and over again to reproduce new assets for your customer. Mind map is downloadable, so you can go here and you can download the mind map. It's going to take a picture at this level, and of course, if you click into this part, then it's going to have more nodes. You can also download the picture of this node of the mind map. So you can click on each level and you can then download a picture of this specific mind map. Okay, so our slide deck is complete. We can look at the slide deck here and you're going to be able to see what NotebookLM does with the slide deck. Right now, let's say that you don't necessarily, and you'll see that it even used some of the screenshots we asked it to, right? Let's say it doesn't really have everything that you want it to do. You can now revise the slides, and you can do that with a prompt here inside of NotebookLM. So if you want to revise the slides it puts together, then you can do that. Now, once again, it is going to be watermarked. So if you have a problem with that, then again, the only way to really deal with that is to get their Ultra account, and you may be okay with the individual knowing that you use NotebookLM to put together the slides. Now, you can go to the slide presentation, and what you'll notice is that we can download the slide presentation as a PDF. You can download the slide presentation as a PowerPoint, and you can just share it outright. And you'll see the revision tab here. Pretty soon, this is also going to also be Google Slides. And by the time you see this video, you may also see that choice to download or to export to Google Slides. So we've looked at one way you can take one curriculum pack and to remake it into something that you want. In most cases, you're going to get a lot more than one package. You can customize this into your own product very easily by using NotebookLM. I can take the NotebookLM notebook that I made from the one curriculum pack and I can make it interactive. So what I can do here is I can then click on Gem. And I'm not going to go through setting up a gem. I've already done this in other videos. What you can do is you're going to notice here that we can add a file for the knowledge base. And that means then that you'll see we can add in a NotebookLM notebook. So I can click on that NotebookLM notebook. And I can add in the NotebookLM notebook that I want here. And so basically I can create a gem. It's actually Google's version of a GPT. And I can create something interactive for the customer. And I can do it with any of these tools. So if I want to create something that creates images, if I want to create something that creates videos, creates music, or creates a learning experience, I can do all those things inside of a Gemini Gem. I'll leave the link in the description where you can get our Gemini No Code Apps course, which will show you how to create Gemini Gems or something that you can also teach your customer. Okay, so thanks, and I will see you in another video.